Are 30-day closings a thing of the past? Hi, I'm Chuck Vosberg from Next Home Gulf to Bay, along with my wife Pat. We're your favorite realtors. And the question is, are 30-day closings a thing of the past? And lately, we've been seeing delays. And the delays are not where you'd think they'd be. Now, let's kind of break down the timeline of a transaction. So, when something goes under contract, there's an inspection period. And that's a time where a professional inspector can get in there, look over the property, make sure that there's nothing wrong that nobody knew about, and evaluate what's wrong with the property. So, the time is usually, and on the average, about 10 days. Sometimes they're as short as 7. But it usually takes 3 to 5 days to get the inspector to get out there because, they've got a schedule and they've got other customers. So 10-day inspection period. So that's a third of the contract time before closing eaten up already. And if the inspector finds something wrong that needs a second opinion, then we might need an extension of a couple of days to get a certified contractor out there to evaluate it, give them a second opinion, if it's an electrical thing or a plumbing thing, something of that nature that needs a little bit extra knowledge to really get a idea what's going on. So now we're getting up pretty close to half of the time. Now, as far as the title company usually needs about 2 weeks to do their work. They can do it faster, but that's not a problem. Lenders, they usually need about 3 weeks to do their work. So they're well within the 30 days in most cases. So they're not the problem. Here's where the problem lies. To get insurance, a property has to pass what's called a 4-point inspection. And that's roof, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. If it can't pass this inspection, these repairs have to be done in order to get insurance. And without insurance, you can't close. So these repairs have to be done. Now, keep in mind, we're already about halfway through the whole period between the contract and the scheduled closing. And it's gotten so difficult to get tradesmen and people out to do repairs that they're usually scheduled weeks out. And in Pat and my case, we've got a big advantage. We refer literally millions of dollars to other companies and tradesmen and people of that nature. So they're always going to give us preferential treatment. But there's only so much preferential treatment that they can offer, and there's only so many favors you can request before you start to become one of those friends that only calls when they need something. So it's kind of a catch-22 because if the person can't get out there, they can't do it. I'll give you an example. We've got one that just today we had to extend the closing. It was scheduled for tomorrow. We had to get a termite tenting done. They are booked out 2 months in advance, but they did us a favor because they know us. So the termite tenting's getting done, the tent's coming off tomorrow. That would be in time for the closing. And the electrician, they were booked out weeks in advance, but they do a lot of work for our clients. So they got out there when they could. It was just yesterday, and got the electrical work done. But that didn't give the inspector enough time to get back out there and double check it so they could issue the 4-point inspection. So you can see where we're heading with this. Everything is getting clumped up right towards the end, and then all of a sudden, okay, so now the buyer has to get insurance, get it to the lender has to do their stuff and approve it and all that stuff. It just can't all be done in a day or so. So we had to extend the closing. And we're seeing this happen more and more and more as it gets more and more difficult to find people to do the work that's necessary on the property in order to get insurance and then therefore be able to close. Are 30-day closings a thing of the past? Yeah, I think they are for now, because if there's anything wrong with that house that has to be repaired, and there almost always is, it could be a real hassle to be able to get those things done in 30 days. So what do you think? What kind of experiences have you had? Put them in the comments. If you got any questions, ask me anything. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. No strings attached. We put humans over houses. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.